My name's Rhapsody and welcome back to Cobalt Core. Time to go in for the next mission. We are continuing to unlock all of our different memories. We have the final memory of Perry here that we need to unlock. So obviously Perry will be in the squad. We're also going to be running the Aras. I mean, I could take books. I know I'm going to be taking Drake and Max, or at least one of Drake or Max for the next 3 missions after this. I do want books. I do really want books. So, let's look at Aras. Your inactive cannon is armored. At the start of your turn, if you don't have a toggle cannon in hand, gain 1. So we can toggle which cannon we fire from. That is the leftmost and rightmost part of the ship. The ship is only 4 wide. However, we also draw 1 less card per turn. I mean, with draw less as any modifier here, I'm immediately thinking about rigs. A little bit of better positioning as well. Seems like that could go good. You know what? Oh, but Aras also has like a surprising amount of shield, which would make Dizzy a lot better also. Let's take Dizzy. It's been a long time since I've had Dizzy kind of be integral to a build. Let's gain the debris here. Replace Warp Prep with a random boss artifact. I'm going to pick from 3 uncommon cards actually here. Ooh, Converter, Block Evolution, and Refresh Interval. So Block Evolution would be a great way of developing block, but it develops block based on our non-primary block development class. Converter would be a great way of developing a ridiculous amount of evade. If we upgrade it to its B state, we can even use 3 energy in order to get as much evade as we have shield, and then we keep the shield. I like Converter.
Hey, could you tell me about FTL? Oh, I'm so glad that you asked. FTL is a hyperspace node system used to locate other matter. Essentially, we can jump instantly to any local point around 20 light years as long as they've got sufficient mass. Huh? Unfortunately, around here, that mostly means directly warping into pirates and battle drones. Wait, does FTL not stand for free taco lunch? Oh, it can. Yay!
I love books. Alright. I'm taking hull damage this turn already. Wowzers. I don't really have a choice in this. I gotta move 1 space over and then toggle my active cannon to not take any hull damage. It's not great. Let's lunge over, shield debris. Perfect. Not what I wanted. Put a crystal shard in hand, please. Hopefully that gets us more dodge. Would have been nice. I do need to use a basic dodge. Move 1 space over, fire the block shot, and then alternate so I don't lose any hull. But wow, we're barely not losing any hull. By the mage hand, and a multi-shot, and a basic shot straight into the enemy's veins. They now have 5 health remaining. Crystal shot. There we go. First hull damage. Couldn't really do too much about that. Lunge back over, block shot, basic shot, woohoo! Enemy gets 2 more armor again. Thankfully we can finish them up immediately thereafter. Stun source, eh? Gain 1 stun charge every turn. The first attack we do each turn will stun the enemy in that position. That's really good. And I can upgrade it immediately, which makes it so much better, as otherwise it's unplayable for a while. Whereas now, I can upgrade it to be 3 cost, and I can play it. I'll still try and go for the 2 elites if it's possible. lunge out of the way of them and then gain some resources through the Shield Surge and the Mage Hand. Block shot. Basic dodge, basic block, and I can get completely out of your way here. Or I can move only one, saving another evade, which I think is probably a better one for us. There's no real safe turn here, annoyingly. The safest turn is actually like debris and then move and then just don't do anything else. Annoyingly. Stun Source doesn't do anything over the course of this entire fight for us, unfortunately, as well. Because my first shot will often go against preventing the enemy from moving. Slowly trying to gain any resources here. Shield Surge. If I gain movement... fine, I will. I now have to move one space over and toggle my cannon in order to do anything. Well, actually, if I just fire the basic shot, I can also get the enemy out of the way. I'm just gonna play Stun Source and move one over. There will be turns where the enemy is not generating an auto dodge, where I have the ability to prevent them from generating an auto dodge, and I should consider the utility of that. And toggle which cannon's active, move one space over and fire a basic shot to get the enemy far enough away from me. Shot. Use a basic drone, move out of the way there. Oh my god, the enemy is just getting more powerful this entire time. Not keen on that. Thankfully, I do have the shot to actually hit the enemy. Woohoo! Shield Surge and basic block. I get some more resources for a later turn. Fire a Mage Hand on the enemy and then a Converter for as much movement as is possible. And I'll even gain another move 2 to get out of the way. I'm going to fire a block shot to move the enemy over. Shield Surge, move over, line back up with them, and deal 2 damage to them, only taking 2 damage to temporary armor afterwards. This one's fine as well. If I toggle my cannon, then fire any sort of shot, I give myself the ability to generate more evade with my Converter. He's also already dodging, so I can move one over and fire a Mage Hand for some extra shielding. Even a basic dodge. You know what, I'm gonna line back up with you and hit you with a multi-shot as well, because I can. Toggle the active cannon to move the enemy away. And sure, I'll move back into your range so I can finish you off with the basic shots. Not the smoothest fight of all time, I'll admit, of course. Shield Surge and boost capacitors. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If I can get into a position where I have like a large amount of shield and I'm generating a large amount of evade, suddenly the enemy won't really be able to do too much to me. So the ability to increase my shield capacity seems good.
Hey,
Your ship looks real messed up. Let me fix you up real quick. I'm offering 2 types of repair right now. Regular and extra spicy.
Extra spicy and an artifact. Scrap armor. Single-use repair kit. The 10th time you're hit while you have scrap armor. Gain 2 max hull and heal to full. Only max once. Or regular please. Heal 3 hull. Extra spicy.
Okay, all done. Bye!
Hi.
I love that the trash sign is literally just pointing to her. Boost capacitors. I am kind of threatened, by the by, about the fight that it looks like I'm about to get into. I'm really going to need some damage after this fight in order to feel confident at all. Let's put a crystal shard into hand and play that immediately. Multi-shot, I'll move 1 space over, toggle the active cannon, then a block shot, preventing all incoming. Stun source, I'm going to move 2 over, and we are set up for the rest of the fight, I believe now. I'm going to prevent that summon with the lunge, and then if I move 1 space over and alternate my cannon, I can take out... I can take 0 damage, I can gain 2 shield. And I am readily prepared to do damage to the enemy. Oh, yes. Multi-shot, shield debris. Get him. And that farms out the rest of that scrap armor. Hell yeah. Basic to the enemy, thank you. Annoyingly, I now have to take 1 hull damage, because the enemy lined up that rocket perfectly. Basic dodge, move 1 space over. We're all good. Shield surge into converter. This doesn't seem good. But it's the way that I take the least damage this combat. Let's lunge across and follow up with the mage hand in order to take the enemy out. And damage, please. Damage, 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 damage. I really want to damage. Big shield. Just 2 for 3. 2 for 5 on the upgrade, or 2 for 3 and 2 temp shield. That's really appealing. It doesn't really solve my damage problem at all. I almost wonder if I need to avoid these elites until I have my damage problem solved, because the problem is there are elites that could just kill me for not having damage. The artifact is so unlikely to be a significant source of my damage. Look, on an average cycle of this deck, if I play every available damage card, I'm still not doing much, and I'm not defending well either. I'm gonna dodge. I really didn't want to do that. The first time you lose hull each turn, gain an overdrive. My head hurts. You all again.
An extra player being nice.
Out of these, damage. Damage, thank you. I value damage. With that damage, I think I can actually take on the elite for the next one.
They're alive, baby.
Alive!
No.
I would line myself up to have my active cannon. 14 damage. All right, incoming damage is 2. Basic dodge, move 1 space over, toggle the active cannon, basic shot, and boom! Got him! I wouldn't have been able to do that without the power. The powerful hit there. Inverter! Momentum! Momentum! I want momentum as well, but there's also inverter!
The ability to turn all my shield into overdrive.
Yep. Adaptive blading, gain +1 max hull. Heal 1 every time you beat a boss early. This is not an awful time to get that. Every 4 turn, gain an overdrive. The fact that we have revenge drive, if we also had overcharger, and we also have inverter, we have all of these different tools giving us more overdrive. There's a lot of value in that. I'm gonna check the adaptive blading though. No, I'm not. I tried. I'm not pulling a trick on you. The greatest trick Graps ever pulled was making you think the trick was on you. The trick is on me. Inverter to leave us with some shield after we have done everything. You know what? Big shield. Big shield. Put a crystal shard in hand. I'll use that to generate the resources such that I can play Mage Hand for damage. And it's probably better to have more block right now than anything else. Because of something like that inverter, sure. I will invert that and do 8 damage to the enemy. And keep 2 overdrive on a future turn and 1 overdrive the turn after. Oh my god, big shield. Get back 5? Then play Converter next turn? Yep. Converter and then Shield Surge. I can even burn out a Corrupted Core. I take no damage. I haven't used all of the overdrive as much as I could have, but see what else we did though. This really feels like it's move over left 1. Inverter doesn't seem that good right now. Stun Souls could be.
Big shield.
I'm gonna take the 2 damage anyway, so might as well gain a little bit more evade though. Okay, if I toggle and fire a basic shot, moving once to the left will now protect me. So I can debris, basic block, move 1 over. There's a block shot, so I'm taking no damage this turn. And then I'll use a shield surge. Then I'll use a converter so that I have all of the movement. And immediately no punish. I basic shot to prevent the enemy and big shield to get all my shield back. Okay, this is the build. This is the nuts. Yeah, inverter for 5 overdrive, thank you. And then I'm gonna multi-shot for 12 damage on the enemy. I could prevent myself losing 1 hull here, so I will, because I've got 9 evade. What else am I going to use that evade for? Block shot. So if I can keep ahead of resource generation like that the entire run, oh boy, I'll be over the moon. Payback.
Wait! Ooh, hello.
Oh my god, 0. Look, one thing at a time, Raps. Payback. Whenever the ship is hit, it immediately shoots a 1 damage attack. That attack is affected by Overdrive. Perfect Specimen. Heal 2, gaining non-temp crystal shard. Yeah, sure, it's fine. 0 draw. Draw all 0 cost cards from your draw pile. Your discard pile, rather, so you can play them already as well. Gain 1 energy. Draw all 0 cost cards from your discard pile as well. 0 for that. B. Let's go for the payback. Definitely. 100%.
Shield burst.
Simplicity. On pick up, remove 3 cards. I don't have any zeros in the deck, so the first time you play a 0 cost card each turn, it is doubled, is in effect to all for us right now, but every time you gain any shield, gain 1 temp shield. That's the ability to transform my shield into other things and still be shielded by it. Incroyable. Oh, sorry, phonetically, incroixable. Let's get into the Sapphire Cluster.
Time for a big multi-shot.
And a shield surge, and a basic block. And now I don't even need to worry about incoming! I don't even need to change my cannon! Oh, this payback is gonna be so big. Boost capacitors. Then I'm gonna converter. Barely know. I'm gonna move 1 space over. Big shield. Ugh, it's such a big shield. Yeah, Mage Hand, I'll move 1 space over and then toggle the cannon and only lose 1 perma shielding there. Payback is exactly what I'm looking for in this instance, thank you. I'm ready for my close-up. I'm gonna set up a stun source and move 1 over. Boost capacitors and converter, and now I've got all of the movement in the entire world. 7 more evade available. Toggle multi-shot to prevent the income, and then I'll burn 2 useless cards out of my deck. Oh, right, I don't stun on the second hit. Of course. Gain a bunch of shielding, thank you. We're up to now 10 evade. Makes it pretty difficult for the enemy to hit me. Which of course really helps with our resource generation here. Eventually I'll have the right resources for a big inverter turn. But until then, I'm just gonna keep getting big shields up. I don't need to play Converter again. We're waiting for Inverter now, thank you. Well, I say that, and yet we're gonna finish off the enemy without it. Oh, hello! Table Flipper! Really? You're gonna give me Table Flipper? Lunge is in this deck at the moment. I don't know what else. Sorry, that's the sound I can make of a kettle going off. It's also the sound for thinking. It's just not a good sound for a microphone, you see. Table Flip B. All cards with flippable actions such as move are flippable for the rest of combat. Problem there being that I've got lunge, and I could upgrade that to become flippable itself. This also would instantly move us right 2 spaces. It would open the ability to do that for future things at least, also. Yeah, that's cool. There's also Meteor B. Move left immediately, 2 spaces. And then summon a Geode. So I'm moving left immediately 2 spaces and then summoning a Geode. So imagine an enemy is lined up here on my leftmost side. I move left 2 and then fire a Geode. That blocks their shot. Imagine they're lined up with my Brittle Cockpit. I move left 2, fire out a Geode. They're now aiming against my Armored Cannon, most likely. I think that's actually probably a good, very efficient card to put in this deck. It's also flippable itself, so it even further downgrades the value of the flippability provided by Table Flip. Definitely going for the upgrade in the 2 elites here if I can. Inverter being 1 cost, or not removing all of our shield. Well, Converter not removing all of our shield, 100%. Unfortunately, I'm gonna take an oxygen leak there. I don't want to put too many more oxygen leaks in the draw pile. Unfortunately, I am going to be placing at least 1 more. Not exactly what we wanted to do. Payback and then incoming damage this turn would be 4. I would fire twice on an enemy in a position they don't need to be fired on. I could make it 3 incoming damage. Let's lunge across here, put a crystal shard in hand, play it. Oh my god, the energy leaks. I can barely play any cards. Please. You need to stop. One crystal shard, we'll toggle a cannon. I will fire a basic shot and then lunge over. Following up with the multi-shot. Obviously, Inverter is really the big turn that does things for us. There's your Inverter. And heck, I'm actually going to toggle the active cannon so I get to fire back on the enemy with the Payback here. For 3 damage. It's definitely Big Shield A and Meteor B on this turn, and then I'll toggle the cannon so that I'm taking less damage to the Seeker as it will hit my armored side. I'm going to take 2 hits this turn, but I will also do overdrive damage to the enemy, so can hardly be mad about that. I'm going to get a basic dodge though, for a future turn. I'll allow myself to take some damage this turn in order to do some damage back to the enemy. There's the big inverter we were all looking for. Boom. Shield Surge does provide a lot of temporary because it gives me a temp for the shielding as well. It's a very dense effect. Magic Battery is not good enough in this deck. Shield. I mean, I guess I do have more hunger for shards than I do have shard generation right now. I'll take a Sapphire Shield. Ooh, alright. The enemy will get armor in any position that I hit. Let's gain Payback. And if I move over to the left one, I would be able to hit the enemy twice. But I could also move over to the right one and hit the enemy once. Wee bit of a better position, I feel. The incoming is 4 this turn, and I could just cop that in order to strike back at the enemy a bunch. Unfortunately, without any more shield, any more overdrive, that wasn't really going to be hugely successful, but I will inverter to gain some overdrive for future turns. I'm going to move one space over as well as allow the enemy to strike me directly, just so that I can strike them back. We got a multi-shot and a block shot and a Sapphire Shield as well. Got him! Yep, single copy of Momentum in this deck. It's exactly what I want. I want a block card that's just growing over time. Block shot, multi-shot, and sure, I'll Mage Hand. Seems a good time for it. Boost capacitors and shield surge would be great this turn. I can take 3 damage against my temp armor and be completely fine with that. I don't actually really want to change anything this turn anymore. My shots would miss. I didn't have anything for missing shots on the enemy, right? No, cool. I could take a hull damage here. That'd be momentum into inverter. We take 1 damage to the hull, that gets through the armor and the blocking there. A crystal shard in hand, draw with it. A sapphire shield. And we'll use another shield as well. I'll move 1 space over and then toggle the active cannon in order to only take 2 against my temporary shielding. Payback is exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for at this point, thank you. You hit me, I'll hit you back harder. I'll take 1 hull damage here, but I will strike down the enemy before they hit me with another 3, which is comfortable enough. Medusa Field. I don't put things into the midline, and Medusa Field would give us a shield, and that shield would also give us a temp shield. Everything in the midline would be geodes. I'm pretty keen. Medusa Field, thank you. Jet thrusters, gain 2 evade on the first turn. Legitimately, our evade has been a huge problem for us. Recalibrator, draw a card every time you miss a shot. Sure. How important are our upgrades right now? So playback, you don't need to do more, but you developing more shield on the turn you play it, that gives me the ability to play Payback much more easily. Inverter, I want to save energy, right? Mainly at the moment. I think the upgrades are integral. Boost capacitors to its B side. Yeah. Boost capacitors go to B, so now it's upgrading 2 extra max HP for us. Yep. We accept. We will duel with honor. Boost B, and I'll take a basic dodge as well. As many resources as I can get, thank you. Let's toggle an active cannon. A block shot, a basic shot, a little bit of defense, giving some temp defense too. Making sure I don't fire on the middle of the enemy ship, lest I disappoint them. Medusa Field is never going to get much better than this. And I can play Momentum as well as Shield Surge this turn and take no damage to the enemy, but I also turn those into geodes and I gain a ridiculous amount of shielding there. And I can even gain a ridiculous amount of evade off the back of that. Just pop a single convert there, and it doesn't really convert. Now I'm going to generate Stun Source and just entirely move out of dodge. The evasion is just buying me the turns where I can afford to do the other things that I really want to do. I've got to put a Crystal Shard in hand as much as I want to play other things this turn, because it gives me the ability to Mage Hand in order to stun the enemy's missile bay, so I don't have to worry about their second heavy missile coming up this turn. Obviously, I don't want to fire on the enemy right now. Lock shot, toggle, basic shot, and I'm looking for some more gem. Stop lining yourself up with the the bit that I want to hit you on. I mean, it's obviously inverter for 7 overdrive, and then some momentum for even more shielding back after that. Yeah, my basic shot now does all that damage. Yes. One over, and the basic shot finishes him. How do you turn down block evolution at this point? Stun Shot A has been upgraded in order to do some damage. Just 1 damage. How do you turn down something like block evolution? It's 3 different instances of shield, which means it's also 3 different instances of temporary shielding. Multi-shot also is very, 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 very efficient damage for a build that has an inverter. But the thing is, with Payback and Block Evolution in the deck, I think we can avoid upgrade. So momentum could draw a card, or it could grow much faster. And growing much faster could actually be really significant over the course of these. Block evolution I don't actually want to upgrade. I still want it to have 3 different instances. That's much better for me. Unpolished crystal, putting a charge in our hand early is nice. Not be all end all. Sapphire shield giving us 2 shards might be appropriate now. Inverter with a 1 cost as well, although I don't have that many hits of damage. I'm gonna upgrade Payback to be able to play it more easily because it will generate 3 shield for us. Incoming damage this turn is 2. I'm just gonna use Big Shield A. I was considering alternatives, but no. Big Shield A. Just give me full shielding, thank you. Oh wow, there's the inverter. Yeah, I think it's totally appropriate to play that early here. Follow up with momentum. It's especially correct in my mind to play that here because I know somewhere in this deck soon I have a follow-up of Payback. And Payback is gonna love being in this position. Multi-shot, block evolution, and basic dodge. There's that Payback. Oh, the Payback bill is finally going off! Oh! I like tanked 2 episodes in a row trying to do this. Oh, I'm so glad we're on the other side of it now. Get him. Got him. Dreadnought down. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't think I need another Payback. I mean, it would give me the ability to draw Payback earlier in the cycle. I'm leaning towards Perfect Specimen, to be entirely honest with you. I just don't think I need a 3rd copy of Payback. I think, like, I have a lot of setup, and that setup makes me defensively viable for many turns. Prototype 22. Permanently gain +1 max shield on pickup. Gain 1 shield at the start of every turn. If shield was already full, take 2 hull damage. Dirty Engines for extra energy, but also trash in the deck every 2nd turn, and then Genesis for common artifacts. Those common artifacts could actually really help us out. Anything that decreases the cost of a 3 would be great. I do really want to do Prototype 22, but the thing is, it makes it so that if I play Big Shield, a lot of the time I'm actually screwing myself. I think overall this will still be correct. What with the whole Payback and everything. Boost capacitors. And then I'm gonna meteor my way out of there. I don't even have to be involved in this fight, thank you. Converter B, boom, now I have a bunch of movement. Top of that, move 1 over. Barely even have to be involved. Let's gain some Payback. And sure, I'm gonna just step out of the way. Gotta wait until I have the inverter, you see. No! I got too much shield!
Ah, I did it.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Inverter? Shield surge. I'm entirely out of your way now. And now this turn I gain some shield. Got him. It's good. I can heal that 2 health back up, thankfully, as well. Converter. Legitimately, it might... Oh, Sapphire Shield A, and it's already upgraded. But Converter would give me the ability to dump the shield a little bit more commonly. I'm going to take that. It's literally to save me from myself. Take another upgrade, and... Perfect Specimen to heal 2 every single fight. Just don't think that's worth it. Shield Surge, in order to increase my max capacity, rather than give me current shield, is going to also help a lot with our prototype. You are seriously just going to let me play Payback on turn 1? Okay. Or it could even be Big Shield A and then Converter. Payback A actually gets me very close to too much shield. So I have to be especially careful to make sure I take some shield damage here. I'm gonna lunge out of the way. And move 1 over. That's the inverter I was looking for. Incoming damage this turn is now no hull damage. And I have an 8 for a basic shot. Let's go for a basic block and then a block shot. This is going to hit me. I'm going to take out the attack drone. This is going to hit me. I'm going to hit the enemy. They're going to hit me. I'm going to hit the enemy. So I take 6. I take 5. That's perfect. Goodbye, crab. Momentum already upgraded to A. There's also Glimmer Shot B. Lose all shard for each attack for 3 damage. Honestly, I don't think I need any of these. I think I'm past the point of adding more defense to this deck for what I can only imagine, hopefully, is a very obvious reason. Boost capacitors B. Move 2 spaces over here, put another crystal shard in hand, play it out, and then change my cannons. Sapphire Shield, move 1 space further, Inverter, so that I don't end up with too much shielding. I'm definitely playing Block Evolution. Incoming damage is 8. I literally have full defense against that. And it's time to generate the perfect specimen. What other turn is it going to be available? Annoyingly, I take 4 hull damage with a normal approach source this turn, so I have to use Converter B, move out of the way, and then toggle my active cannon so that I don't take any hull damage. I would love to be able to play the Protect. Alas. Let's gain a big shield. Oh boy, I'm taking damage this turn too. My movement! I needed more! Ow. That hurt a lot. Alright. Enemy died, but I might have to visit a yard to heal. Barrage B. It's not a bad way to deal damage when you have a bunch of overdrive. Every time you're... No. I'm not going to be cycling this deck much. There are so many cards in it. Hull Plating. Permanently gain 3 max hull and heal 3 on pickup. Desperately, yes. And you know what? I just want to clock in this win, so I'm not gonna risk it. We're playing on the hardest mode, and I'm trying to get unlocks, you see. Repair hull. I'm even gonna repair hull. Shield memory or shield loss between combats. That's actually terrifying. Paybacker. Yeah, I'm gonna let him hit me in the brittle place. Saves me from myself, you see. I'm even use Inverter and then multi-shot the enemy, allowing myself to take 1 hull in order to do some more damage to the enemy. Sapphire Shield and basic dodge, move 1 space over, toggle the active cannon so that I can fire 5 on the enemy, and now we're in a position where most things should be able to help me out here, and indeed it does. Let's barrage across them. Only the first hit needs to connect before the enemy dies. Not necessary at this point. Escalate, maybe if I had time to upgrade it. Yeah, but even it is 0. No. Nope. No, thank you. Ugh, it's not a great opening hand. I can't actually play any of the rest of these unless I want to take damage. Oh, boy. Let's go boost capacitors and then big converter. Now I have 11 evade. Woohoo! I can go wherever I want. I'm lined up to do 1 damage to you this turn, punk. My damage is not really gonna be much to write home about until I get a inverter out on the field, but that's coming up soon as well. Huh, never mind, it's coming up in the next cycle. Shield Surge. Mage Hand. I'm happy to go for a Sapphire Shield here, because I will be taking some shield damage. Hit him with a barrage. Yeah, Meteor B, and then I'm gonna barrage across you. I mean, I definitely need to play Inverter. But I don't need to let you hit me afterwards. gain some block. Heck, just finish it with a basic shot, why not? Block evolution A, we've seen before why we don't want that. Acid cannon and big shield, no thank you. I think multi-shot should carry more damage.
Uploading myself in 3, 2.
This is a premium opportunity to get stun source available on turn 1. Oh no, I lose them all! Blah!
It's not what I wanted to happen.
Lunge over that way, use a basic shot to prevent the incoming damage, and then Converter for all of the dodge! I also gain a little bit of shard. Okay. Let's stun the enemy from damaging me, please. I'll hit you with a basic shot. I'll gain even more evade. Boost capacitors. One space over, and Sapphire Shield? Sure. Let's get the Crystal Shard before I worry about anything here. Mage Hand on this one to stun it. I'm going to move one over, firing multi-shot. And I'm intentionally taking damage this turn to stop my armor from overflowing and damaging my hull. There's the payback. I'll allow myself to take one more damage so that I'm actually lined up to hit the enemy's weak spot with each of these. Giant Inverter. Crystal Shard to see what we're working with here. Sapphire Shard to follow it up, sure. Actively trying to put myself in positions where I can take good damage so I can deal it back. What with the payback and all, you know? And that'll do it. That'll be all that was written.
Cobalt down.
And our third of the Perry stories.
You are growing stronger. Who shall it be this time?
Perry, thank you. Hey.
Hello? No threats this time?
No, I'm tired.
That is understandable. If I could ease this burden, I would.
Actually, this infinite void that we're in, can I take a quick nap in here?
No one has asked that before, but yes, you may.
Thanks, boss.
How long do you wish to nap? Nap well, little one.
T minus 97 days. Begin recording. Work on the core continues, but the questions we started with remain unanswered. I haven't really told the rest of the crew about the contingency plan. They don't need to know. And it'll only...
Hey, are you doing a ship's log?
Dizzy?
Hi!
Yes, I am. I'm making a log entry.
Cool! Keep going?
I can't. You're making me nervous?
Oh, sorry. I was just hanging out on the other deck, but actually, this huge weird ship with 4 of us on it? It's super creepy.
I don't like it either.
So I just figured I'd come hang out on the bridge with you. For protection. In case there's, like, ghosts.
Protection? Do you think my laser rifle works against ghosts?
I figured it might have, like, a ghost setting.
It doesn't. But yeah, stay up here. There's plenty of bunks.
Sweet! I'll go get all my stuff.
And for the record, I'm not scared. Together we simply provide an elevated threat profile in a variety of tactical,
Absolutely. Definitely.
That's how Dizzy's feeling as well. Drake and Max, well, yeah, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell there's a sort of favoritism going on to the characters that I was initially introduced to here. I mean, I do kind of hold a little bit of a grudge against Drake in a weird way. You're a mercenary! Get out of here, buddy, you pirate! That said, we're going to be working through those issues and those memories in future runs. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game, that's been Cobalt Core. Top left, a series playlist of all my content in the game past, present, and future, YouTube recommendations. Down below, streaming past are the names of the people generally so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And above the thanked tier, and a special thanks this episode to Rawsome. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.